Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the channel where we have 3 already existing projects that I want to share with you guys today that are doing some really exciting things. So if you enjoy these videos where I talk about already existing projects with massive potential instead of just my normal upcoming mint and stuff like that, do make sure to show some love and smash that like button. Also consider to subscribe if you get any value from this video at all. Also let me know down in the comment section what you think of these 3 projects in today's video, and if there's any other projects you want me to talk about in the future, do let me know down below. Now with all of that said, this is not financial advice, do your own research as always, but let's jump right into this first project. Okay, so the first project we're going to cover today is Honey and the Honey DeFi project, building liquidity solutions for Solana NFTs, borrow, lending, staking on Honey Finance. So this is a really interesting project. I personally hold some of these NFTs as well. If we head over to Magic Eden, first of all, the NFTs are sitting at 5.35 Solana with over 50,000 Solana total volume, only 237 NFTs listed. You have probably heard about this project, but this is what the NFTs look like. I think they look sick as well, but obviously it's not the art that is the main attraction for this project. It's all the utility they're bringing to the space. So first of all, they're doing their token IDO. Actually today when this video goes live, I believe their IDO will be open for like 24 hours, so you will be able to join this IDO. I for sure will try to pick up some of these tokens. And basically how this IDO will work is that they have allocated a total amount of 85 million tokens, which is 8.5% of the total supply, to our IDO using the Mango Markets model. And this is the same model as projects like Genesis Go used, where basically they allocate a fixed amount of tokens, then they open a smart contract where people can deposit as much money as they want to, and then based on how much money gets raised during that 24-hour period, the fixed amount of tokens basically gets shared equally between like how much money got deposited. So basically the IDO price for these tokens will all depend on how much money gets deposited into that smart contract. If there's a low amount of money invested during the IDO, the price will be lower and the investors will get it at a lower price. But if a ton of money is raised, the price gets higher because there's always a fixed amount of tokens, and therefore based on how much money gets raised, the token price varies. So as it says right here, the token price will fluctuate during a 24-hour long IDO as investors deposit USDC in a smart contract vault. So what's the purpose of this Honey token? So Honey can be locked up to earn protocol fees or to be sold on the open market. And then they go on to say, oh, and by the way, you won't have to worry about early investors dumping their bags because 0% of the supply is given to venture capital, advisors, and angel investors. So that's really lovely to see, because usually projects like these allocate a ton of money over to venture capitalists and stuff like that for a really cheap price. But for this one, 0% is allocated to venture capital and those sorts of people, which is really nice to see. But basically, what is Honey if you haven't heard about it? So it's a DeFi NFT protocol, basically working on liquidity solutions for NFTs. Borrow against your NFTs or protocol enables NFTs and metaverse assets to be used as collateral on loans. Honey allows users to participate in DeFi using their illiquid assets. So basically how this works is you can put an NFT, for example, as collateral and get a loan in Solana, and then use that Solana to buy even more NFTs. So it's basically a way to leverage your positions in NFTs. There hasn't really been a good way to do this previously, at least on Solana, but I've been in this position multiple times where I really wanted to buy an NFT, but I just didn't have enough liquidity to actually go ahead and buy it, and I didn't really want to sell any of the NFTs I held either. So this could be a great solution to, for example, put some of your NFTs as collateral, get Solana back, take a loan in Solana, and buy even more NFTs. I mean, it's obviously risky. So this is what the Honey Finance app look like. You can at the moment stake Honey Genesis Bees V3. I'm currently staking 3 of these. They're earning 1 P Honey per day. 1 P Honey will be the same amount as 1 Honey. So I don't know exactly how much this makes per day as of right now, but after the IDO ends, we will of course see exactly how much 1 Honey will be. And if we take a quick look at their roadmap, I do for sure recommend reading through this roadmap. It's not really that long either, only 6 pages, so for sure worth taking a look at. But basically our thesis is that non-fungible tokens along with metaverse will continue to attract mainstream attention and adoption at a much faster pace than decentralized finance. Thus NFTs will serve as one of the biggest entry points for the next billion users who will discover the world of DeFi and cryptocurrencies, as long as we build the proper financial infrastructure in DeFi to support these assets. So Honey Finance is a decentralized protocol that can support the financial infrastructure for NFTs. It was designed with the objective of turning the NFTs held in our wallets into powerful financial instruments which can be utilized freely and by anybody. And then as a conclusion, they say the Honey Finance protocol solves the liquidity problem for NFTs by creating open and free lending markets for lenders and borrowers. So I mean, what I just said might be a lot to take in because there's a lot that goes into a project like this, but it's a team of builders. They're doing something really good and that the NFT space needs, in my opinion. And I think the product that they're building and the project in general will be really successful. Okay, now the second project is Vanguards. This is another project you probably have heard about. They basically launched a couple of weeks ago. They're sold out right now. Vanguards is your ticket to the future. Time to pick a side. They currently have 20,000 followers, and over on Magic Eden you can see that floor price is only sitting at 0.55 Solana with over 1700 Solana in volume and only like 340 NFTs listed, which is less than 10% of the supply because the final supply of this project is 5,000 NFTs, and over 90% of the NFTs are also staked, which is really nice to see. There are multiple sales every single day in this collection, and I mean, they're building a lot of cool things. The mint for this project didn't go exactly as planned. It didn't go great, but they're still out here doing a ton of really interesting things. So I thought, hey, why not feature it? Put some light on this project because I do think they deserve it. They're also doing something really unique with their staking. They're basically having these staking missions. Choose a mission and stake your Vanguards to start earning guard tokens, which is their own token. So they have recruitment, which is a mission that earns you 17 guard tokens per day with no minimum staking period. Then they have advanced training, which is a new staking mission, which gives you 30 guard tokens per day, but it has a minimum staking period of 30 days. And then they also have weapons training and war zone staking missions coming in the future. And if we head over to their Discord, you can see that they're doing a lot of things. So these green check marks are things that they have already done, of course, such as liquidity added to the guard token, guard tokens airdrop to holders, revenue sharing model released for holders, new staking pool open, liquidity pool document. They have also introduced the Vanguards launch pass. Vanguards will introduce new Solana projects through the incubator program, enabling holders of Vanguards to purchase a launch pass with their guard tokens. Warpixels will be the first project in this incubator program, so they will basically do a revenue sharing launchpad, which is really cool. And their guard token is also live on Radium, and they currently have almost $25,000 in liquidity, which is really nice to see, basically like 250 Solana. Then over in the Discord, they also have a full overview of the tokenomics for the guard token with the total supply, initial circulating supply, and how they will increase the circulating supply over the next 2 years. And they're doing a lot of cool things in the near future as well, such as fusion. The fusion chamber will be used to evolve your Vanguard and create your dream war machine. Or dynamic attribute system will be a major difference when comparing Vanguards to other full body NFTs. The Vanguards team are building a build and burn method where holders will be able to forge new Vanguards by mixing existing combinations. Your custom war machine will emerge from the fusion chamber once completed. They also have battlegrounds. As civil war rages throughout the solar system, you must be ready at any moment. Take to the skis and strike fear into the heart of your enemies. The Vanguards team will be implementing a fighting system where deployments will last 1 week and will be exclusively based on your Vanguards. The battlegrounds will be offered as a staking pool, which upon conclusion, a winning faction will be announced. They also have loot boxes coming. The Vanguards loot box is a product sold in exchange for guard tokens or Solana, which will contain a random item. We wanted to add one of our favorite elements of trading card games to NFTs and this project, and the adrenaline of opening a loot box will provide an additional form of engagement for the Vanguards community. The first edition of these loot boxes will be available to Vanguard holders in Q3, and in the future, the Vanguards team also plan on auctioning off physical loot boxes to create a physical marketplace outside the crypto world. So I mean, Vanguards are just doing so many interesting things. They're out here building. They're going to release a ton of really cool and unique features and utilities for their project in the future. So I thought it was worth talking about them in today's video. For sure a project worth taking a look at, but obviously do your own research on all of these projects. Okay, now last but not least, we have Launchlabs trading on Magic Eden. It's a Solana revenue sharing launchpad sharing 60% of the revenue with the holders. They currently have 7,000 followers, and I'm sure you have heard about this project as well. If we head over to Magic Eden, you can see that they're currently sitting at almost 6 Solana with over 7,600 Solana in volume, only 4 NFTs listed as well, with multiple sales every single day. And these guys are also doing really interesting things. They only started this project and started actually launching different projects like 6 weeks ago, so it's fairly new, but they're out here killing it. For sure one of my favorite launchpads at the moment. Make money while you sleep. Easy to use revenue sharing launchpad on Solana. We share 60% of everything we make with holders of our Launchlabs NFT. And if we take a quick look at their projects page, they have currently launched 17 projects with 0 rugs so far, which is really nice to see. Even though they are open and they have said that rugs will inevitably happen on these projects as well, because there's so many rugs in the space. So Launchlabs actually require projects launching on their launchpad to dox and show KYC. NFT, which is really nice, but that doesn't really stop all the projects from rugging, and at the end of the day, a launchpad cannot guarantee that a project won't rug. But so far, launching 17 different projects and doxing all of them, 0 projects have rugged. So they have launched 17 projects and they have 7 more projects launching soon. So basically, some of their upcoming projects are OKEx, Goofy's, Contender, the Scullies, Your Nerds, Oblivion City, and Oblivion City O. And some of their previous projects are stuff like all of the Minerverse projects with Miner Moose, Miner Mice, and Miner Monkeys, which I'm sure you have heard about. You have Solana Hills, which is another pretty interesting one. You have Dino Jump and all of these other ones. And if we take a look at their NFTs, you basically have different tiers, so let's quickly go over them. You basically have tier 1, which is the bronze, with a supply of 800 out of 2000 total supply, which gets 30% of the revenue pool. Then you have tier 2 silver with a supply of 560 out of 2000. These guys get 60% of revenue pool split with gold and platinum. Then you have tier 2 gold with a 300 supply and also obviously gets 60% of revenue pool split with silver and platinum. Then you have platinum with only 200 supply. Then you have a tier 3 Solana Pass with only 135 supply, where the revenue share is 10% of the total revenue shared with the black cards, and then the black cards only have a supply of 5, which is pretty wild. So obviously bronze are the cheapest ones, and then you have the different tiers down here with silver, gold, platinum, and Solana. And they also recently did a huge partnership with the Solana Money Boys, where they basically made this Solana Money Boys tier or card for their NFT. And this launchpad is basically doing monthly payouts instead of like weekly that a lot of other launchpads are doing, but I actually prefer these monthly payouts instead. So they've only been doing this for like 6 weeks, as I mentioned earlier, so they've only done 1 payout so far, but this is what it looked like. So for this payout, we made 960 Solana that has been airdropped to unlisted holders. Airdrop is currently being done, so the snapshot was taken March 15th, where the tier 1 pass gets you 1 Solana, tier 2 got you 1.7, and tier 3 got you 3.3 Solana, plus the black cards also got 1.5 Sol extra. So the first payout was really solid, and I do think the future payouts will also be really good. And just take a quick look at this as well, where Solana NFT Radar actually did a poll on your favorite launchpad. And I mean, if you don't look at Magic Eden, because that's a pretty obvious one, Launchlabs actually won by far. They won over Monkey Labs, Fellowship DAO, Alder Mages, Sundays Lab. They even won over Fractal. So Launchlabs is for sure a really popular launchpad, and it's just a really interesting project overall that I for sure think is worth taking a look at. So there you go, those were the 3 projects in today's video. I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, smash that like. Do consider to subscribe as well. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter and check out my Patreon, link down below. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought of these 3 projects. I'm personally a big fan of all 3 of these projects. And with all of that said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.